See what this baby's got inside it.
Hey, what's up, guys? Brett from Hapticast Intro here.
Bark, bark.
You suck you off, Bill.
Oh, Josh, I hear screaming.
Oh yeah!
It's gone. The controller's gone.
Look at that. You look fucking fantastic.
Welcome to Haptic HQ.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hapticast, episode number 62. My name is Josh Toll, and I'm joined by my good friend Brett Roberts, and I am behind each, as always. Brett, how are you?
What's up, bitches?
What's going on, Josh?
I see we got Chad Warden in the house tonight.
Chad Warden in the house.
Chad Warden in the HQ tonight, if you will.
It's a party every week, baby.
And the party doesn't stop. We'll never let the party die, as they say.
That's right.
So, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing quite well. It's a Monday evening, and I'm tired, and I want to go to sleep, and I don't want to be here, and I don't want to be doing a podcast with you, and I want to go to sleep.
All right, roll the outro.
So there's that, and call it a day.
Wow. Well,
I'm kidding. Big news day. A lot of stuff broke. A lot of news broke this morning. I was sending you stuff all throughout the day, so yes. I'm really excited.
Yeah, we've been excited to dig our big meaty claws into this one.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to know that Facebook is fucking terrible. I truly want everybody to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's hop into it. So, quick topic rundown. We have a special announcement at the top of the show today, which we'll get to you in a minute, regarding a special video coming at some point this week. Excuse me. We'll be doing our media... We're doing our media consumption update, as always, telling you about the stuff we're watching, playing, and sucking. Then we have the Abysmal Chronicles for you as well. Some abysmal stuff in there. And then, of course, our title topic for the show. We're going to be talking all about the Resident Evil 4 Remake, really in depth, getting into it, digging into it with our big meaty claws. Lots of news and rumors and confirmations and teasers surrounding that. And then, unfortunately, we're going to be talking about the game called Cyberpunk 2077, which I thought was banned from this channel, but I was informed incorrectly, I suppose, and we're going to be talking about it today, and the game's bad. And there's a next-gen update coming for it, and it's bad. So, and then Indie Intel as well, our final topic, as it is every week. We're going to be spotlighting several indie games today, coming from PlayStation. They just revealed a bunch of them yesterday, including the one that I think Brett and I are most excited for, which is Salt and Sacrifice. So that's it.
Well, why don't we get into the little special John you got planned here?
Yeah, do you want to preface this at all, or should we just roll the clip and then we'll talk about it afterwards? What do you think?
All right. Here's what I'll say.
Here's what you'll say. I'm listening.
If you've heard of Letterboxd,
right,
you know that there's this fascination with logging things that you consume. On the podcast here, we do a media consumption update where we go over all the things we've watched. But there's Letterboxd, which is only for movies and some TV shows, right? But what if I told you that there was an app, a website, that does the same exact thing as Letterboxd, but was for video games?
Are you asking? Is that an actual question you're asking me right now?
Yeah. What if?
Well, I don't need to imagine because I already use the service. So I'm gonna tell you, human that's watching it, why don't you have it yet, huh? I forget what you asked.
It's called GG. It's called GG. It's on the App Store. There's a website, ggapp.io, I believe.
Yeah.
And it is amazing. We've been using it for years at this point. We actually used GG to make a whole video series where we ranked different video games. So I had a list of my top 50. Josh had a list of his top 50 games. And then we kind of made our own combined list of Haptic Intel's top video games of all time.
Yeah.
So we've been using it for a while. And the exciting thing is we actually had the chance to speak to the creator of the GG app, Charles Watson. And we did a little interview with him. And we're going to play a short clip from the interview. And then the full video is going to be going up on our channel later this week. So, Josh, I guess without further ado, let it roll.
All right. We have a special guest with us, Charles Watson, the creator of the GG video game tracker app. Welcome, Charles. Very special guest. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to chat with us.
It's good to be here.
I know we're not Macaulay Culkin, but
Yeah,
we're
that was
almost
so
there.
weird.
Wait,
I don't-
that's whose
like-
podcast you were on?
No,
Oh,
no. So
I was about to say.
like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I did another podcast. That night, I had a dream that I was on his podcast. Like it was so weird. That'll be my like ultimate goal is to be on his podcast.
That would be amazing.
So there it is, Brett. We are we interviewed past tense. We already did, yeah, Charles Watson of GG. So
He was really chill. He was really cool.
Yeah.
Very humble. I'll give you a little spoiler for those of you that are going to check it out later. Basically, to run these kind of websites, these apps, you have to have a database of, for example, Letterboxd has a database of movies that they use, and they don't even have their own database. They use the movie database or the TV show database or whatever in order to pull all that information into the app. Well, Charles with GG, he was using some database for video games, but it got to a point where he was like, fuck it, I'm just going to make my own. And he literally started from scratch, deleted everything out, and created a database of video games. So there's like, I would assume every video game ever made, every version of every video game ever made, being made by this guy in this database. So, shout out to him. Big respect for taking that on, and super pumped that we got to talk to him. And I'm excited for everyone to see the interview. What do you guys say, Josh?
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, it was cool. The teaser that we showed you does not tell you anything about the interview itself, actually. But it's hard to edit a teaser around something that's like a long discussion. But anyway, when it does come out, I really encourage everybody to go check it out. We really appreciate Charles coming to chat with us about it and video games, and our conversation goes a lot of different directions and places. But it's almost an hour-long chat. It'll be out some point this week. I'm not exactly sure when. It's going to depend on, there's a lot of news this week too that we're going to have to discuss, but it will be out some point this week. So stay tuned. And thank you, Charles. If you play video games and you do not have GG downloaded yet, go do it in the meantime, and subscribe to the elite feature on there as well, because he needs it. And yeah, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, and follow us on there too. Let's get a little community going. On GG.
Yeah, for sure. I think actually we have those links in our link tree, whatever things in the chat, in the comments. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm drinking Diet Coke right now. It is making me gassy.
It's okay.
I don't normally drink Diet Coke during the week, but I really had a hankering, so I popped one open.
You think that's what GG stands for? Gassy guys?
I thought you meant Diet Coke, and I was going to be like, wait a second. Those letters don't match.
No, not that.
Beamar in the chat says, I'm poor. I don't know what that is in reference to. And then he says, absolutely based.
He was talking about Charles.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely based.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was really cool.
Okay, so again, like we said earlier,
Diet Coke.
we will be getting to the Resident Evil 4 stuff, but we have a few more housekeeping things to do before that. Oh, speaking of!
Oh no.
What?
I mentioned this before we started, and I forgot already. But listen, we released a video last week about Saudi Arabia being abysmal and buying 5% of Capcom. Listen, we have a track record on this channel of calling out abysmal people for doing abysmal fucking things with gaming, and that includes the United States and any other country in the world that wants to censor shit or has humanitarian issues, okay? And Saudi Arabia is not fucking barred from that, all right? So stay out of our fucking comment section if you're going to come in and suck off a country that is fucking terrible and kills people and doesn't treat women equally, including the fucking United States, dude. Get out of our fucking comments. I don't want you in this fucking community. Get out and go fuck yourself.
Guess who's wrong?
That's it. I had to say it. That's it. Listen, first of all, if you're not going to watch the whole video and what we say, then really go fuck yourselves. Second of all, if you're going to stand up for a country or a company, you can especially go fuck yourself with a little fucking extra lubrication for that, all right? Ow. All right. Less lubrication, actually, so it hurts more. So, okay.
All right.
Anyway, I had to get that out there. Media consumption.
I agree.
Media consumption update, Brett. Saudi, Bmar says, Saudi royal family paying for 500 shill accounts to argue in the comments. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Media consumption update. You want to go first? You want me to go first? What do you want? We don't have a ton of overlap. Okay. I'll go first. Actually, we do have a bunch of overlap, but that's okay. Okay, so first of all, movies. I watched The Matrix Resurrections finally.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm here to tell you, folks, it's bad. It's real bad. It's real bad. I went in expecting to like it. I came out hating it. It is the worst Matrix movie by far. None of the action is interesting. None of it has the sauce that makes the original Matrix intriguing. It's ham-fisted. It's super fucking meta in the worst way possible. And I don't like it. I think it's really a terrible film on every fucking level.
That's a shame. That really sucks. That really sucks.
I hate that I feel that way about it. I know there's a lot of people that like it. I know there's a lot of people that don't like it. I wanted to like it, but I couldn't do it. And it's one of those movies that the longer you watch, the more you get angry that you're watching it.
Just a waste of time.
Do you know what the premise is, Brett?
Yeah, isn't the premise that Keanu Reeves makes a video game that is the Matrix?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It's so fucking stupid, and I hate it. I don't recommend it. That's it.
What a big L for Keanu.
Listen, it's not his fault. He does a fine job, and so does fucking Carrie Ann Washington. I don't remember what her
I don't
name
know her
is.
name.
Trinity, the girl that plays Trinity. They do a great job. Unfortunately, the movie fucking sucks my asshole. Also watched Cry Macho, which is Clint Eastwood's new joint. Not that new, but his most recent joint. Not great. It was all right. It's Clint being Clint. I wouldn't recommend it if you don't really like Clint Eastwood. And then I rewatched Nobody with Bob Odenkirk, which is the John Wick-esque movie that he's in. Now, I watched this earlier last year when it came out, and it was fucking slick. And I rewatched it. I was in New York, visiting some family, and just watching some movies and stuff like that. And they hadn't seen that, and I was like, well, let's watch this. This movie fucking slaps. And I'm here to tell you again that movie fucking slaps. It is basically John Wick, but with a completely different premise. And Bob Odenkirk's a badass in it, and the action is fucking slick, and it's awesome. And then that, Brett, prompted a rewatch of John Wick 2.
Oh, that movie's good.
Which I did.
All of the John Wick movies are good.
Yeah. But I specifically wanted to watch John Wick 2 because that's my favorite, if I had to have a favorite out of all of them.
Wow. Okay. See, I'm in the camp that believes John Wick just gets better as they go on.
No. But, subjectively, you're correct.
But I think I agree with you, though, that John Wick 2 is my favorite one.
So the reason it's my favorite one is it has that nightclub sequence, and the fighting of the catacombs in the nightclub sequence is... It just makes me rock solid. I don't know what else to say.
It's really good.
I don't know what else to say. And the other movies have their sequences, no doubt, but that scene in particular always stands out to me. It's also the beginning where he goes to get his car. He calls the guy and he's like, in Russian he says, "You have my car," and he hangs
Yeah.
up, and the dude like shits himself.
Well, because at the end of the first movie, like, it gets resolved, but not quite, right? So
Right.
yeah.
So, yeah, great movie. Games, Dying Light 2.
That's a game. That's certainly a game that just came out.
Now we put up a little review last week of the first like 10 hours or so. I'm now about 30 hours into the game. And I must say, my opinion has not changed that much. Everybody
Are you sure about that?
Yes, everybody giving John Wick movies love in the chat. Bmar says John Wick movies because they aren't deep are the kind. Who wants John Wick movies to be deep? I just want to see Keanu fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And then Joanne Matchett, good movie. Great movie. Anyway, so Dying Light 2, my opinion hasn't changed much. I think I'm disliking the game more and more the more I play it. Mainly because I'm trying to be a completionist with it, and I think, like you said, Brett, it's ruining my enjoyment of the game. I also think there is some way more jank than I want in this game. And my big issue is that it takes 20 hours for the game to actually even be playable, to be honest with you.
Yeah, dude. I said last week in the little review we did that like the game does an interesting thing where it starts you off with like no abilities and like you kind of like have to upgrade to like make the game enjoyable and fun.
Yeah.
At the time I thought that was like a bold choice, but now I think that it's a really big mistake, especially learning that you don't unlock things like the grapple hook until second to last mission of the whole game.
Right.
What are they doing? Like what were they doing when they decided on that? I don't understand.
Yeah, I agree. It's really a detriment to the game. And it's kind of like lazy open world design too. It's very checkboxy. There's not a ton in it, and I mean I'll tell you this: I'm gonna try to beat the main story this week before Horizon comes out. But once Horizon comes out, I ain't finishing this game first, and I'm gonna shelve it probably for a long time. Because we have Horizon and then Elden Ring, and there's a lot of games competing for my attention right now, and this game is not doing it for me, which really pains me because I like Techland. I wanted to love it. Maybe I'll look back on it a while from now differently, but right now I'm not enjoying it. So
at least you can play it.
Well, that's true. You can't even fucking play the game, even after the patch.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
TV and anime. Book of Boba Fett finished it. A lot of people didn't like the last episode. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, what's up with that? Why is there such a...
So the second half of the season, right? So which we've talked about before. The first 3 episodes, 4 episodes, whatever. The first half of the season is not great, in my opinion. Which it just shows Boba Fett stuff. The second half of the season, specifically episode 5 and 6 or 6 and 7 or whatever it is, the 2 that are the second half of the season, I don't want to give spoilers, are so much better in every fucking way possible.
Let's put it like this. When they get back to what
the show should have been, right?
Yeah.
What this show should have been, it gets slick. So the last episode kind of combines the 2, right? Which is what I kind of expected. Now, the last episode is definitely weaker than the previous 2 because it's a lot of action. And it's a Robert Rodriguez directed and written episode. Robert Rodriguez sucks and doesn't understand what Star Wars is. He's great for some slick moments like the Boba Fett episode in Mando season 2, and in some things in this episode that we got that I can't believe we fucking got that are fucking slick as hell.
Dude,
but
he's great in Spy Kids 3D Game Over,
Yeah, but there's a lot of blocking and action sequences that are slow, blocked really awkwardly. Like, don't move. There's a lot of jank to the episode, I'll say. But it gives us some stuff in there that's really slick. And for me, the good outweighs the bad. But it leaves me on a question mark of what's next. And I'll leave it there because I don't want to talk more because I don't want to get into spoilers. But okay. I understand why people don't like the last episode, but I personally enjoyed it. And me knowing you, Brett, you're going to like some stuff in there a lot. You're going to fucking skeet over some stuff in there. And that is a fucking guarantee.
So here's what I'm going to say. I think that you know me and you know what I like. And I think we're pretty similar in what we like. And
true.
You told me that, the first couple episodes of the Book of Boba Fett were very bad, and that's why I kind of didn't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you told me like, oh, dude, it's getting good. And now I started to watch it. But yeah, when someone tells me like the finale sucked, and I see certain people giving it like a 9 out of 10, and I see some people saying it's the worst Star Wars thing that they ever saw,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's causing some concern. But to hear you say that I would like it, that makes me feel a lot better.
There's some very specific sequences. And first of all, if you don't like the resolution of it, of the arc that it is, then I don't understand what you were expecting. But you specifically, there are some sequences in this that will absolutely blow your mind in the spirit of what they were created as. Knowing the genres that you like, the films that you like, that we both like, when these things happen, I was like cheering. I was like, fuck yes, dude, let's go. And that's when Robert Rodriguez is at his best. He's at his worst when he tries to do anything character-wise or shoot not action sequences. And he also doesn't understand Star Wars. I'm going to stick by that, and I'm going to keep saying that. You need to have people that get Star Wars make Star Wars. Bryce Dallas Howard gets Star Wars. Deborah Chow gets Star Wars. Dave Filoni gets Star Wars. Robert Rodriguez doesn't fucking know what Star Wars is.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
That's a damn shame.
And he's not good. So let's get him out of there, Kathy Kennedy, because you're fucking stupid. All right? Okay. Anyway. Bmar in the chat says, I think in reference to Dying Light 2, some of the voice acting feels like VAs record their lines in separate rooms. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm skipping every single cutscene in the story of Dying Light 2, which I never do. But let me tell you right now, the story is butt cheeks. The characters are butt cheeks. Everything about it is bad, and I don't care, and it's taking too long.
Give a fuck.
That's exactly right. For me to get to the next thing. Real quickly, and we round out here. Righteous Gemstones, fully caught up. That show slaps. Funny as always.
Great.
And then Peacemaker. I started it. I caught up fully. That show fucking slaps.
It's a great show.
That's it. That's all I have.
It's probably the best thing I've seen from DC ever.
Yeah.
And it's probably my favorite work of James Gunn, if I'm being honest.
And my favorite work of John Cena. Seriously, John Cena, no meme. Honestly, the whole cast, give every single one of them an Emmy. Because they are not only so good by themselves, especially John Cena. Like, that motherfucker's got some acting chops, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole cast together, there's some awesome chemistry. And then this show makes you... It does, like, comedy so well, and action so well, and also drama so well, and it switches between them very quickly. But it handles it extremely well, where no bit or no serious moment or no action sequence overstays its welcome, and it's constantly moving in the best way possible. So,
what interests me the most, and one of the things that I think is just fascinating, is that the show's like the show's 8 episodes total. Mm-hmm. The finale is this week.
Right.
And 5 of the episodes, the first 5, were originally shot with a different actor as Vigilante. They recasted him. He's a completely different guy. They did reshoots.
Totally forgot you told me that.
So that's one of the things that I think is just insane, because I think his name is Freddie Stroma. He has such good chemistry with not only John Cena, but the whole rest of the cast.
Dude,
he's phenomenal.
How did they do that?
I have no idea.
You cannot tell.
You can't.
Dude, because
honestly, the guy that they had originally, dude, if you look it up, I have no idea what they were thinking or how he was going to be Vigilante. He's like an older, more like he's like a big guy. He's like an older guy who's like big. And I'm like, how is he going to be like this Kick-Ass? You know, Kick-Ass, the movie Kick-Ass?
Right.
That's what Vigilante reminds me of. And I'm like, how is he Vigilante? It makes no sense.
Wow.
So
I completely forgot you told me that. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, apparently he didn't pass the asshole test, which is something that James Gunn does with every cast member. He basically calls up other people that he knows that actor has worked with, and he asks, hey, is this guy an asshole? And if they say yeah, he doesn't hire him. So he passed initially, or he didn't do the test. And then there was creative differences on set after 5 episodes of filming, and the actor didn't want a long-term commitment when he found out it was going to be like a multiple season thing.
Sure.
So, yeah, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, nuts. All right, Brett. Well, give me your media consumption, and then we'll do the Abysmal Chronicles, and then we'll get into Resident Evil.
Yeah. So no movies this week. It was my birthday week, and I didn't watch anything.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. You like your gift?
Oh yeah, Josh. I wish we thought about that. I would have had you play it right now on the stream. Josh got me a cameo from one of my favorite Viners, TikTokers, Twitter users, James White. So very cool, very swag. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's on your Twitter account, so
it is. Yes. My aunt said, "Happy birthday! Thank you so much." My aunt is in the chat.
Aunt Joanne.
Yep, Aunt Joanne.
Nice.
All right. So what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I didn't really watch any movies. Talk about some games I played really quick. So this week I played Dying Light 2. I managed to actually play a little bit with you in co-op last night, which was great because I can't play the game otherwise. I'm stuck in a death loop glitch, which is basically every time I spawn.
Which was supposed to be patched.
Yeah, it was supposed to be fixed on Friday of last week. But I get 4 seconds of life, and then I die immediately, and then I come back to life, and I get 4 seconds of life, and I die, and it's great. It's fantastic. So I can't even play the game I spent $60 on. It's fantastic. But I can play co-op in someone else's world. So last night I joined you, and I played a little bit, which is nice.
Co-op's fun when we can actually do stuff together.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. The game's fun in co-op, but
it's almost like that was the original selling point of the game.
Yeah, and co-op is like completely broken otherwise for everyone.
What a joke.
I played Inscription.
All right, give it to me.
That game is fun and cool and weird, and it's a combination of like Magic the Gathering and like Escape the Room games, if you remember those from back in the day, where you'd like look around a room and like grab items and unlock things.
Yeah, like a little point and click type thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a point and click game like that, but also Magic the Gathering. Mm-hmm. And you're in a room, like a dark cabin room with a serial killer that's forcing you to play this board game, basically.
Right.
This card game. And he like rolls out a map and like you progress. I didn't expect it to play like that, but he rolls out a map and you like progress on the map. And then each part of that is like a different little thing where you get items or you have a duel or whatever. So, yeah, I recommend like there's a free demo on Steam. So if you are interested in what I'm talking about right now, download the demo on Steam, try it out. I believe your progress will carry forth to the full game. But I bought it for like $16 on sale, and I really, really thought it was cool. I didn't finish it yet, but I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And then finally, I played and beat Pokemon Legends Arceus this weekend. That game slaps.
Is that the official saying?
What?
Is it Arceus?
Yeah, Arceus, how you actually pronounce it.
Right.
I say Arceus, but it slaps, dude. It slaps so hard. The ending was great. Just the gameplay itself was great. Everything about it was so slick. I would love to discuss more and talk about like, spoiler points, but I can't because you haven't played it yet.
Right.
So when you beat it and you play it, we can do like a full discussion if you want. It might be a little outdated at that time, but
sure,
whatever. All right, and then finally, Righteous Gemstones. I've been watching that. That show is so great. If you haven't seen it, it's on HBO. Danny McBride of Eastbound and Down fame kills it in this show. John Goodman absolutely kills it. I think her name's Edie Patterson. She kills it. It's just a hilarious romp. I love it. And then Peacemaker, as Josh just said, that show rules. Finally, the last thing that I watched, and I'm watching right now, Attack on Titan. I am now officially past where I stopped watching 2 years ago, and I'm on my way to catching up. I'm on season 3, episode 4. It's wild, dude. Yeah. Stuff is happening. I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it, but we just discovered something about the Titans and that you can get powers if you do things with Titans and eat things, and people are doing stuff, and it's phenomenal. And I'm really excited. The final season, part 2, is out right now, airing. So I'm hopefully going to finish everything that's out, and then I'll be able to watch the finale in real time with everyone else, so I don't get spoiled any further from what I've already been spoiled.
You're gonna be ahead of me.
Yeah. Well, what are you? You're on season 4, right?
I finished season 3. Oh,
okay. So I'm almost caught up to you.
Yeah, I have not started season 4 yet. I wanted to wait until it's all out.
Okay.
So.
Well, I recommend it. I mean, I know Attack on Titan is really popular, but if you haven't seen it, watch it.
Absolutely. Thanks for liking the stream, Rick Walters, and I see Rick Walters in the chat too. Great show, funny. I'm pretty sure that's in regards to Peacemaker, or
Yeah.
Righteous Gemstones. So,
Yep.
All right.
That's all I got for you. So I think then what we're going to do is we're going to get to some Resident Evil 4 news in just a little bit. But before we do that, if you're new to the show, if you're new to the stream, we do a little segment called the Abysmal Chronicles, in which we go over some of the news that was just a little too abysmal to make it as main topics. Josh, you asked me to play something, right?
Yeah. Whenever you're ready, you play a little clip of music. You let me know.
Here we go.
Wow.
And I don't know what's happening right now. I can't see what you're doing. So
Oh,
whatever, just
no. What do you mean? You can see. We're behind the Abysmal Chronicles desk, the casting desk.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I totally didn't even realize.
So we've been talking about this for a while, that it was being built. You know what I mean? And HBot finally finished it. So here we are. I'm sure it'll continue to be updated. You know, I like LCD screens in the desk down there and things like that. But you know, we figured it was ready to be unveiled. And since this is a segment on our show that we've been doing for a while, you know, it needs its own place in the HQ. So
yeah, the chairs have like HD rumble in them, so like, you know, whenever I play a sound effect or music, I can feel it in my chairs. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you might be asking too, aren't you guys a little big for that desk, or isn't the desk a little big for us? And my response to you is no.
I think it is a little small, but that's besides the point. Let's do it. Let's get started then. So thank you guys for tuning in again.
Thanks, Bmore.
This is the Abysmal Chronicles. So first, let's start off by going over some video game releases. This is a video game podcast, so we are going to talk about the latest releases. Horizon Forbidden West is coming out this Friday, which is February 18th.
That's right.
We don't have anything else in this section because that's the only game that matters.
Yeah,
week,
and we'll be talking about this in a little moment here too.
Yeah. So besides that, we don't have it on our list here, but Elden Ring does come out next week, next Friday. So we are looking forward to that as well.
Yep.
But for now, let's talk about the Nintendo Direct. So for those of you that might have seen it, last week, Nintendo had a live stream, a Nintendo Direct for February of 2022. And Josh, I know that you saw some news that came from it, but you did not watch the actual show. That's
right. I only know a few of the news items from it, but I didn't watch the show. That's it. That's all I have for you. That's my response. Okay. So why don't you give it to me? Why don't you give me the quick, the Kirby suck down, if you will.
I'm going to run through pretty much all the major headlines, and we could talk about each one just a little bit. So,
all right.
First of all, the big thing that they showed off at the very end, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was announced and is going to be releasing in September of 2022, which is just a few months away.
I have nothing to say about it. I know there's a big, Xenoblade fan base. I'm not part of it. I've always wanted to get into it.
Yeah.
From what I understand, they are they're standalone. They are separated titles, right? Like they're not connected, actually.
Yeah, to my knowledge, they're different. Like it's not the same characters, but I don't know if it's in the same world. Based on what I know about Xenoblade Chronicles, I think there was some things in this trailer that were from 2 in the background and stuff, but I think they're like years apart. You know what I mean?
Okay, gotcha.
So,
cool. Happy for Xenoblade fans.
And yeah, it's coming really soon. Like this is kind of crazy that they're announcing it and it's coming out, very quick. So
yeah,
I love when game companies do that because you don't have to wait very long to get it.
Right.
Next up, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, sorry about that, is going to get 48 new tracks with paid DLC that will go until 2023.
What?
That's pretty crazy. At the time when they first announced it, I thought it was going to be a Mario Kart 9 announcement. When it was just 8 and it was new tracks, I was like, dude, you're going to milk this game. Mario Kart 8 came out like on the Wii U, dude. This is years ago at this point now, right? But then they said 48 new tracks, and they're not just new tracks. They're from like old games. So like they're pretty much putting like every track from every Mario Kart in Mario Kart 8. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm a little dumbfounded right now, to be honest with you.
It's a lot.
I also don't understand.
What do you not understand?
Why are they doing this? Why not make a new Mario Kart?
So the rumor is that they are working on Mario Kart 9 right now, but this is to hold us over while we wait. The most important thing here is that Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass members are going to get all of the tracks at no additional cost. So we're going to have all of these for free, which is really exciting.
All right, cool. I mean, listen, it's cool that they're going to support it like that. So, all right.
It's just adding value to the expansion pass too, which is really cool.
Sure.
All right, next item on the news, we have Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, which will be arriving to the Nintendo Switch on June 24th, 2022. This is the second Musou-style Fire Emblem game, and it looks to feature characters from Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Truly do not care about this at all.
Yeah, I never got into Fire Emblem. I know I would like Fire Emblem, to be honest with you. But, never got into it. Happy for the Fire Emblem fans. That's it.
Yeah. I think that one of the most important things about this whole direct that should get you excited, Josh, is that we actually got release dates for almost everything they showed off. So
that's good. I have
I
have an overall thought at the very end, so I'll pin that and we'll come back to it.
Okay. So they also announced that Mario Strikers Battle League is going to be the next Mario Strikers game. This is like the first one in like 10 years or something.
Yeah.
And it's bringing 5v5 soccer action to the Nintendo Switch. This is going to be releasing on June 10th, 2022. I'm quite excited for that. I'm a big fan of the Mario sports games. I know you liked, was it Striker or Superstar Baseball or
Golf?
Golf. I thought you liked the baseball one too.
Baseball one.
Yeah, Mario Super Sluggers or something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another one. Got a release date for it, and we didn't even know it was being made. So that's kind of exciting.
Well, there you have it.
This one, Josh, I want to talk about at length for a second. Chrono Cross Remaster has been announced for the Nintendo Switch, and it is releasing April 7th, 2022.
Yeah. Oops, sorry about that.
What is the deal with this? Because this is one of the games that we speculated was going to be a big PlayStation exclusive or a PlayStation reveal, and it was going to be completely remade from the ground up. Instead, we're getting like a lackluster looking remaster. What is going on here?
I think maybe these are to tide people over because these are Sony IP, correct? PlayStation IP?
No.
Or are they not? Well, then I don't know.
Yeah, Chrono Cross is not a PlayStation.
Chrono Trigger is.
No.
Okay. Well, then I don't know. I don't get it then.
Yeah, I don't get it. So just one more piece of news here. It's actually called Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers Edition. It's going to include updates like the ability to turn off random encounters and an enhanced soundtrack. The game will also include the Radical Dreamers text adventure that was previously only available on Satellaview, which I have no idea what this Satellaview is. So,
yeah, it's Square Enix. That's right. It's not PlayStation.
Yeah. So,
well,
this one's pretty big.
Yeah, it's another confirmation of that NVIDIA leak, if you remember it. The GeForce.
Is it, though?
The GeForce? I think so. That one mentioned Chrono Cross specifically.
It did. I know, that's what I'm saying, though, but is this the same thing as that?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's bad. We got excited for like a remaster, like a remake, and it's just a remaster.
Well, I mean, I guess this is that. I don't know.
It looks like shit.
This is essentially just a port, right?
It's like an HD port. It looks really bad.
Well, we'll see.
All right. Well, more importantly, Josh, we're getting Wii Sports on the Switch with Nintendo Switch Sports. It's going to feature soccer, bowling, tennis, chambara, badminton, and volleyball.
What was that one? Chambara?
Chambara.
Capybara?
It's sword fighting.
Oh, cool.
The leg strap accessory that is found in Ring Fit Adventure and upcoming physical versions of Nintendo Switch Sports can be used to kick a virtual ball in soccer shootout as well, which is a neat little little thing they added. Because right now, how it stands is you actually use your hands to play the soccer game, which makes no sense.
Right.
So, this will be launching April 29th, 2022. There's going to be free updates after it launches, including one that adds golf. That's kind of cool. And then an online playtest will take place on February 18th through the 20th for all Nintendo Switch Online members. So if you want to try it out before it actually comes out, that's your opportunity to try it.
Yeah, this is probably the best thing that they announced. Also, surprising that baseball wasn't in there.
I'm really disappointed that baseball's not in there, but I'm hoping it comes later, like golf.
Yeah, that seems like a big oversight or mistake if it's not in there.
Yeah, big fan of Wii Sports Baseball.
Absolutely, brother.
All right, this next announcement, my man, is something that I think that you will really like, and it's a game that caught my eye, and I don't really usually play this kind of game, but I think this is really cool and amazing.
Yeah.
It's a game called Live Alive.
Oh.
It's coming west for the first time ever on July 22nd, 2022. It's got an HD 2D style that's very similar to like the Octopath Traveler games, which although it has a ridiculous name, we kind of know that like Octopath Traveler is like a very beautiful looking game in the way they handle their sprites and whatnot. But listen to this. Live Alive's story follows 7 different protagonists from different eras, and you choose to follow their paths in any way or order you choose. The core gameplay remains the same throughout, but each scenario has its own unique gameplay gimmick. So each protagonist is from a different time period. So there's one where you play as a caveman. There's one where you're in the future. There's one where you're in like post-future, where you're like on a spaceship and like humanity doesn't even exist anymore. There's one that takes place in modern day Japan, where you're like a martial artist. There's one that takes place in like feudal Japan, where you're like a sword samurai guy. But it's a JRPG, and apparently it's like really good, and it looks really good. So
I like it.
I recommend checking out the trailer if you haven't seen it yet.
I'm watching it right now.
Okay. So that's Live Alive. And then after that, we got Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings, which are being added to Nintendo Switch Online for the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo Entertainment Center online applications. So if you're a fan of Earthbound or Mother, I mean, you can now play them on your Switch, which is really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for these little games right here.
They actually published the Earthbound manual, like the game manual, on Nintendo's website, because I don't know if it's like integral to like the experience of playing Earthbound, but I heard it's very helpful to have the manual. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's such a unique game that I've watched countless documentaries on and stuff, but I've never actually played it. So I'm excited to get in there.
Yeah, me too. Then they showed off the new Kirby game, and my notes here, I just wrote, Kirby can't fit things in his mouth in the new game. So they announced the new like feature where Kirby like eats big things, but his mouth can't fully wrap around the thing. So it like sticks out a little bit. I think it's called mouthful mode or something. But
yeah,
that was the big announcement they made there. Disney Speedstorm is a free-to-play Mario Kart clone by Disney. This looked pretty cool. It was weird that Nintendo allowed this to be shown the same presentation as Mario Kart stuff, because it's literally just a Mario Kart ripoff. But it is cool. It's free to play, and there's like Disney characters, there's Pixar characters. So if you have like a young family member that loves Disney, this is like a really cool game that you could try for free. You don't have to spend any money.
Cool.
Finally, I'm just going to do a roundup of some of the games that are coming to Switch that I thought were kind of cool or just pretty big additions to the Switch library. So The Force Unleashed is finally coming to Switch. It's the Wii port, so you're going to be able to use the Joy-Cons like you use the Wiimote on the Wii version. Popular game Klonoa 1 and 2 are both coming to the Switch, and I think other systems as well. No Man's Sky is coming to the Switch, which is, in my opinion, pretty impressive considering how demanding that game is. To be able to play that on the go, that's kind of impressive. Ass Creed, the Ezio collection, that game is like already out in the wild. I don't think it's supposed to come out till like this week or next week, but people have found it at Walmart and have been able to purchase it. So, you know, if you're interested in Ass Creed, try to find that at your local Walmart. They'll probably give it to you. Portal 1 and 2, both are coming to the Switch in one collection. Portal 2 is one of the greatest games of all time. So if you haven't played it, this is a great chance to. And then I didn't write it down here, Josh, but Kingdom Hearts, like the whole series came to Switch, but it's cloud-based. and apparently runs so bad. So
Sorry, I'm banning people from our YouTube chat.
why are you banning people from our YouTube chat?
Spam.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, what were you just saying? I'm sorry.
Kingdom Hearts is coming to Switch, and it's through the cloud, and apparently it's very
bad.
bad.
that version's bad. Digital Foundry did a whole video on it, and let me just tell you, it's ass, bro.
Yeah, I heard it's really bad.
So,
all right, well, moving on. Josh, today reviews dropped for Horizon Forbidden West. We have a roundup here of reviews. We're going to go over them. We're going to talk about them.
All right, hit me with it.
So Press Start gave Horizon Forbidden West a 10. Kind of Funny gave it a 5 out of 5. Game Informer gave it a 9.3. IGN gave it a 9. Inverse gave it a 9. The Sixth Axis gave it a 9. WCCF Tech gave it a 9. CG Magazine gave it a 9. Fexture Life gave it an 8. GameSpot gave it an 8. And at the time I pulled the stats, OpenCritic has it at a 91 and Metacritic has it at a 90.
Yeah, it's an 89 on Metacritic now.
Okay.
So, 188 or something, but whatever.
A publication called For the Win did a little write-up, and I just pulled one of the quotes. They said, outside of a few small issues, Forbidden West feels like the game that Guerrilla wanted to make with Horizon Zero Dawn. Forbidden West is stuffed with moments that will take root in the memory.
Yeah. I've heard it's an improvement in every sense of the word, so.
Yeah, me too.
That's all good.
It's the best news. Very good news.
Yeah.
Might even review better than Elden Ring, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't know if Elden Ring is going to get 9s and 10s, but we'll see.
I don't know about that.
All right, last up on the Abysmal Chronicles, we got some gaming deals. So if you're looking to buy some games, specifically PlayStation games, this is a segment for you. Right now, there is a huge PlayStation sale on Amazon. You can get Returnal for $49.99, which is a great game. Death Stranding Director's Cut for $37.30. That's another great game. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut for $49.99, which I haven't beaten it, but I've heard raving things about it. Ratchet & Clank A Rift Apart for $49.99, which to me is still a steep price for a single-player experience like that. But that game slaps, so consider it. Days Gone, $19.99. It is on the PS Plus collection if you have a PlayStation 5. But if you haven't seen it, we did a video on our channel. Josh released a full documentary style. Days Gone, PlayStation's not so hidden gem. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. And then go buy Days Gone for $19.99 on Amazon.
Yeah, the lowest it's ever been.
Yeah.
According to Honey.
The Neo collection is $39.99, so you get Neo 1 and 2. The Last of Us Part 2, which was our game of the year when it came out, right?
You are correct, yeah.
$19.99. Great price. And then right now, so this is the cheapest that this next game has ever been. Demon Souls, $39.99 on Amazon right now for PlayStation 5. So if you've been, itching to play Demon Souls, if you want to, maybe try Elden Ring, but you don't know what you're getting into with this whole Dark Souls, Demon Souls gameplay, $39.99, you can get Demon Souls. So
hell yeah.
Go try it out.
All right.
All right, well, moving on. Before we hop into the main topic and before we roll the intro, Josh, there is something we need to do.
Yeah.
We got to shout out our sponsor. Guys, listen, we're sponsored by Dubby Energy. If you go to dubby.gg, you can check them out. It's an energy drink company, but it's different. It's not what you think it is, okay? It was formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters, no crashes. Their formula contains vitamins, amino acids, and nootropics, which I've never heard of until I saw Dubby, including the patented Neurofactor. Don't ask me what it is. All I know is it works, it tastes good, okay? No calories, no sugar, no artificial colors, no fillers, none of the bad stuff that you find in other energy drinks. If you find it hard to work or study, use code SLICK to save on Dubby. Save 10% if you use our code SLICK at checkout. Again, it's dubby.gg. We are officially sponsored. This stuff rules. It's really good. My favorite flavor is Dub Sludge.
Hell yeah. I just downed an entire thing of Dragonade.
Did you?
While you were speaking, yes.
Listen, and I'm not one to shill products, but I thoroughly enjoy Dubby, and I didn't know if I was gonna like it. We actually. So here's the deal. I'm gonna give everyone the skinny, the real skinny right now.
Give them the skin down.
I saw Dubby was advertising. They said, we support creators. We will sponsor you, submit your YouTube channel, your Twitch channel, and we'll consider it. I sent them all of our information. I said, this would be great. You know, our first sponsorship on our channel. That would be really cool. And they approved us. And I was like, whoa, they approved us. That's kind of crazy. I waited until I had the product in my hand, try it before we officially, you know, started shilling it out. And I got to tell you, I wouldn't shill it if I didn't like it. You know, it's really good. It's great. So again, if you find it hard to work or study, use code SLICK to save on the Dubby.
That's right. And that directly supports us. Supports Dubby, obviously, but also directly supports us. We get a portion of that. And Dubby then knows that we're sending people over there. I know a few of you have done it, but please do it. They have a test kit, a trial kit, a offer kit, a starter kit. Thank you. If you want to try it to get engaged at a low price, I think it's like $12 or $11 if you use our code SLICK at checkout for 10% off. And then you can try it for yourself, and then you can buy 18,000 tubs and use code SLICK. So,
yeah, the 10% you save when you use code SLICK goes right to us. So whatever you would be saving with that 10% instantly goes to us, and we can use that for our videos, future videos that we're going to create. So,
including a new Unclaimed Baggage, which is in the works. It's still going to be a little while, but in the future, soon, shortly. That's an expensive video series to produce. So please support us and send us some schmecks.
Send us some schmecks. That's right. So Josh, without further ado, I think the only thing left to do is to roll that motherfucking intro.
A few moments later.
Well, Brett, our main topic, what everybody's been waiting for, what we've been waiting for to discuss all day, the remake. I just peeked the fuck out of my mic. I'm gonna do it again. The remake of Resident Evil 4 has not officially been announced, Brett, but in our opinion, it is all but confirmed. Do you concur?
Dude, we got a lot of news today. It's coming. It's going to happen. I think within a week, we're going to get confirmation of the Resident Evil 4 remake.
It's coming fast, and it's coming hard.
Wowza.
So, Brett.
Josh.
Now, this is all coming via Fanbyte, which I have them up behind us, but sometimes I don't like to leave text up behind us because it's, you know...
It's not just coming from Fanbyte.
Well,
okay,
no, there's multiple parts to it, but this first part that I'm going to say is coming from Fanbyte.
Because you and I were investigative journalists this morning, and we're sending each other links back and forth.
I have a spam risk calling me on my phone. Should I answer?
Yeah.
Hello?
We are conducting a short public opinion survey in Philadelphia. Are you able to answer a few questions for me, please?
How long is this going to take?
We're looking about a 12-minute survey, sir. I will go as quick as possible. Let me get to my main screen and we'll get started. It's a quick statement, so there's nothing long in our statement. Now, let me get started.
So, this first part of information... This first part of information is coming via Fanbyte, and then we have a bunch of threads, a bunch of strings to attach here.
It branches out, dude.
It goes deep and hard. So Resident Evil 4, considered by some, Brett, maybe even some, well, not actually some people in this room right now, but considered by some to be one of the best video games of all time, as you know, has been traveling the rumor circles for
one of the most influential
for some time.
Sure.
So the story goes, Brett, that Capcom, I don't know why
Why are you yelling?
I don't know.
I don't know about you, but that shit ain't ballin'. Alright.
You gotta stop the yelling.
I'm going to tone it down. The story goes, Brett, that Capcom, emboldened by the promising milestones of Resident Evil 2 Remake during its development, a game that we both love, started work on a matching remake of Resident Evil 4. Now, we've talked about this on the channel before, this specific topic. So go check that out if you haven't. Maybe I'll put a title card here, if I remember. If not, we did an entire live stream about Resident Evil 4. We should have mentioned that earlier. If you haven't watched our live stream of Resident Evil 4, an entire series where I played Resident Evil 4 for the first time, you should go check it out because it's good, and we did it in cosplay. Anyway,
just put a card up for that too.
There's probably not one there, so you're gonna have to go take a little bit on the channel, but maybe I'll remember and put it somewhere else later. So basically, during Resident Evil 2 Remake's development, they started work on a matching remake of Resident Evil 4. Now, the rumor is true, according to Fanbyte's sources, that the game is in development and set to be revealed this year, the RE4 Remake. So then, Brett, today, the official Resident Evil Portal Twitter, now this isn't directly related, which we'll touch on, but it leads to the next step. The official Resident Evil Portal Twitter tweeted this. Oh, there's something It's really bad English. Oh, there's some suspicious activity going on at the Resident Evil portal. It seems that this was the reason why all the staff around me worked busy lately. Oh, come on, dude. Fucking proofread your tweets. There's something going on tomorrow at 4 p.m. Japan Standard Time, so we hope you all enjoy it. And then this came up, Brett. This was the tweet, right? And then somebody tweeted, this person, Marlis, at Marlis Jun, on Twitter, said that this looks like the Resident Evil 4 options menu, which, I mean, those backgrounds, come on now. Yeah. But, Brett, even more importantly, today, on Capcom's website, my notes just made me laugh. This was coupled with a countdown on Capcom's now 5% Saudi-owned website.
That's good.
I should have stuck to my notes.
Oh, that's really good.
I should have stuck to my notes. Damn. All right, we got to go back. So these look the same, right? Mm-hmm. And then this, of course, was coupled with a countdown on Capcom's now 5% Saudi-owned website.
Wow.
That's right. Which I fucking closed. Where is it?
You closed the notes? Oh, the Saudi website. Or the Capcom website.
There's a countdown on Capcom's website.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I gotta find it. Because I fucking closed it. I fucked around and found out. Hang on, you're all seeing my DMs now. You're gonna deal with this for a second.
The Capcom come down.
You're gonna see all of the things that Brett and I are talking about, what we want to talk about.
Maybe you shouldn't be showing that on the stream.
No, nobody can see it. It's behind my head. Here it is. The website. With the countdown that says 6 days and 5 hours. There I go screaming again. There I go killing again.
So I want to point out,
yeah,
the countdown might not have anything to do with the Resident Evil Portal reveal.
No. Yes, that's a good point. Thank you.
Yeah, they could be completely unrelated, but they both dropped today.
Right. Now, I think they are unrelated because of this next part that we're going to talk about. So, yeah, Brett, all of this, right, is pointing to a reveal very soon of Resident Evil 4 Remake. And you might say that in 6 days and 5 hours, that would be February 21st, 2022, right? Yep. And you also might notice then that February 21st of 2022 is none other than President's Day. And you also might recall the whole premise of Resident Evil 4's plot is that you, Leon, are taking a baby girl who's the president's daughter to safety. and rescuing her from a village.
That is correct. There's also the fact that apparently the font they use on the Countdown website is the same as the font that was used in Resident Evil 4 marketing materials and in the official manual that came with the game.
Right. So basically, this is all pointing to the remake being announced very soon. This is all but confirmed, and I am giving you my guarantee, my personal guarantee, that on February 21st, 2022, in just a few days when this timer is done, we will officially hear the reveal of Resident Evil 4 Remake. And Brett, we might see this game sooner than I think some people expect. Is it this year? My thought is yes, because Capcom does not often announce a game, specifically Resident Evil games, too far in advance.
Yeah.
So,
well, here's what I want you to do. I want you to reveal, talk about that little bit of information that has leaked. And then I want to talk about what other things this countdown could be leading towards. So go ahead and go through with all the details we got.
Yeah. So basically, with all this happening today, we have now new details on the remake itself. Again, this is going back to that Fanbyte source. So basically, the village scene, right, which is the beginning of the game, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep.
And a quote-unquote decent portion of the rest of the game will now take place at night.
Terrifying. I'm already terrified.
Famously, the village scene and a bunch of other scenes actually do not take place at night in the original Resident Evil 4. Now, these are supposed to be scarier and inspired by the Resident Evil 4 betas.
Which, if you know, the Resident Evil 4 betas were actually like... The original villains in that were like ghosts, and it was like paranormal, and it was really fucking terrifying, apparently.
Yeah. We did touch on that in our Resident Evil 4 live stream. I think in passing, we were just discussing that while I was popping people's heads off.
Yeah.
And then side characters will have bigger roles. Including Ada's campaign, Ada Wong's campaign, that will be expanded upon.
Yeah, I don't know if you and I actually went back and played the Ada campaign. I don't think we did, but you play as Ada, and it's kind of like Resident Evil 2, where you have the Claire story and the Leon story.
Right.
I think they might, like what you're saying here, is that her campaign might be expanded.
Right.
We might get a Resident Evil 2 situation where you can choose to play as either of them.
Yeah.
And then their stories will combine at the end, basically.
Yeah, that will be very, very cool. So those are some new details that we have. Everything's pointing towards this February 21st announcement.
Yeah.
Accidentally showed some naked pictures of Brett there, as Bmar says in the chat. But what are your thoughts, Brett? Where do you want to take this conversation?
So I want to believe that this is Resident Evil 4 Remake, okay? There's a couple of other things it can be, but let's assume it is Resident Evil 4 Remake for a second. So the same source that detailed all the things that you just talked about, so the village scene being at night, the scarier gameplay elements inspired by the beta, side characters having bigger roles, the same source that said that also said, Josh, that we were going to be getting a reveal in Q1 of 2022.
Correct.
That leads me to believe, listen, we're almost done Q1, okay? That leads me to believe this is it. This is going to be Resident Evil 4 Remake, okay? Not only that, but it's all the other things I already said. You got the font. That's the same font as the Resident Evil 4 marketing materials in the guidebook. Everything is pointing towards Resident Evil 4. All this news that we're getting. The portal, the Resident Evil portal, which has what you can see behind the red is like a history of Resident Evil, right? Mm-hmm. Why would they be giving you a brief history of Resident Evil if not to prep you for a new, an old but new story that you might not remember, right?
Yeah.
So that's it. I think it possibly could be Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Mm-hmm.
What else could it be? Well, it could be Resident Evil 4 VR, which came out recently, being announced for other platforms, or an update for that. It also could be Resident Evil 8 Village DLC, which we know has been being worked on for quite a while.
Yeah.
And truthfully, I would not be upset if that's what it was either.
Yeah. So the Portal announcement, which is coming tomorrow at the time of recording this, so I'm not sure when we're going to release this as a separate video if we are, but, it's whatever. We might be a little late on that one. So,
well, this is that. This is the video on that.
Yes. But more importantly, now my brain is scrambled eggs.
The countdown.
The countdown is Resident Evil 4 Remake. That's it. It is.
There's also the fact that there's a big Street Fighter tournament, and on the last day of the tournament, that would be the day that the countdown ends. And a lot of people are saying we're due for a new Street Fighter announcement, so it also could be Street Fighter.
Yes, but it's not.
So that's not as exciting for us, but it could be just a new Street Fighter.
It's not. So if this is a Resident Evil 4 remake announcement, Brett, when do you think we see this game?
Well, I don't know if I'm as optimistic as you in that it's coming out this year. This game's been being worked on for a while, but there's also the fact that this game was being worked on and then was canceled and then scrapped from the, scrapped. Everything was scrapped. They started from the ground up and completely remade it. So I don't know. I truly don't know when it's going to be coming out. But would I like for it to be out, October of this year? Yes. That is what I would like.
I could see it happening. It's just historically Capcom with Resident Evil does not wait too long between announcement and release date, and they're usually pretty good with hitting the release dates. So if this game is truly going to be announced on the 21st, then I would have to assume that it's going to be released this year at some point.
Yeah, I would love that. It would make the most sense for them to announce it in Q1 and then have it come out in like Q4, right?
Yeah.
People are ready for this game. I'm ready for this game. All the remakes so far have sold really well.
Yeah.
3 wasn't received as well, but
yeah, 3 was not as good as 2.
Still good though.
Yeah, it was all right.
So that's what I have to say about this. It was pretty crazy how all this broke today, and a lot of people were talking about it. So I wanted to make sure that we talked about it here on the show as well.
Yep. Lots of Resident Evil fans, I know, on our channel. Also, if you're not subscribed, you should do that.
Josh, let me ask you one more question before we move on. Seeing how you just beat Resident Evil 4, are you still excited for this? Are you as excited as you would have been if you didn't play it?
I think so. Yeah, I'm ready for it, especially if it's expanded and different. And Resident Evil 4 was great. I love it. So yeah, I want it.
Okay.
I want
checking
it.
in.
I want it.
All right. Well, a game that you might not want. We're going to talk about Cyberpunk 2077, guys. This is a game that was banned from our channel for being so bad.
Yep.
This is a chance for redemption for them. Guys, what we're going to talk about is Cyberpunk 2077 finally coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles. A next-gen version of Cyberpunk that plays right, has no glitches, presumably. It's coming. And you might be wondering when. When is it coming? Because we've been waiting for years at this point now, over a year. Guys, Cyberpunk 2077 for PS5 and Xbox Series consoles, along with the 1.5 update that is supposed to overhaul the entire game, is probably coming out tomorrow. At the time we were recording this, so February 15th, it is probably going to be out. Why do I think that? Josh, why do I think that?
I don't know. Tell me.
CD Projekt Red announced a Red Stream, which sounds like a porn website, presentation for upcoming Cyberpunk 2077 news. The announcement tweet was very vague, and it was in universe, so they were like, hey, Choom, you want to go fucking watch a live stream? And it didn't give any information as to what they were going to talk about. It was just like, we're doing a live stream. Come check it out. Right? So tomorrow there's going to be this live stream on the official CD Projekt Red Twitch account. But the beans have been spilt, Josh, because someone on the official CD Projekt Red Bilibili account, which if you don't know, Bilibili is like a Chinese social media for gaming. They literally just posted and said, hey, by the way, the translation's really bad, but hey, Warriors, Cyberpunk 2077 next generation /1.5 version update description, and then tweeted the link to, or posted the link to the stream. So this is the only time that we've seen next generation and the 1.5 update being talked about by the official CD Projekt Red account. Although it was on a Chinese website, but still, it was them. But you might be thinking, okay, it was the Chinese social media team. They messed up, right? Wrong. As I said, the next-gen version of Cyberpunk and the 1.5 version update is probably going to launch as soon as tomorrow. Josh, would you believe the game is already showing up as optimized for Xbox Series S and X on the console?
I would, because Mr. Tom Warren tweeted it right there.
So if you literally go to your Xbox console right now and you got Cyberpunk installed, it'll literally say that the game is optimized for the Xbox Series console. Someone tweeted it, and if you scroll down, Josh, on that tweet, you'll see that CD Projekt Red actually replied with a GIF, like they were caught, basically, right? So why am I bringing all this up? Well, I've never finished Cyberpunk. I thought it was very promising. I was really let down, but I thought it was promising, and I wanted to wait for the next-gen version. Listen, it's finally coming. I'm going to finally beat the game. If they pick the absolute worst time to launch it, mind you, with 2 big games coming out.
What if they're launching it because it also has issues and is still broken?
Well, that could very well be the case. But the main reason I'm bringing it up is this. If you're interested in playing this game, buy it now. Because right now the game is so unbelievably cheap. You'll be able to upgrade for free to the next-gen version and play it. So, buyer beware. The game could be broken. The game could suck. But if you want to give it a shot, now is the time to buy it, because they're shadow dropping it for a reason. They're shadow dropping it so that you can't, get it for cheap. And then they're going to launch it tomorrow with like a new price. So get it now if you want to try it out. Buyer beware. That shit ain't on me. If it sucks, I claim no negative energy. I don't want it. So that's it. That's all I got for you.
I don't have much to add to this conversation, Brett, other than my game crashed 88 times when I played it originally. I have no interest in playing an updated version of it, and I hope CD Projekt Red closes its doors, all the executives go bankrupt and die a painful death, and all of the developers find new, better homes for themselves.
Okay. Well, then moving on, Josh, it's time for the final topic of the day, the final segment here on Hapticast. We're going to be talking about indie games with our little segment called Indie Intel.
That's right.
This week we got seven different games to talk about.
That's right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, Josh, last week, the very tail end of last week, PlayStation showed off 7 new indie games in a new PlayStation Indies blog post.
That's right.
The blog post featured these games: Moss Book 2, Animal Well, TMNT Shredder's Revenge, Post Void, Salt and Sacrifice, Samurai Gun 2, and Hello Neighbor 2.
That's right.
Which of these games do you know?
Salt and Sacrifice, Hello Neighbor, Moss.
Okay, we'll go from there.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So I don't know much about all of them, but I'll talk about the ones I do know. Moss Book 2 is a sequel to the PlayStation VR game called Moss. It was a very interesting platforming game where you are basically looking on at this 2D environment, and you play as a little mouse called Moss, I think is his name. I don't know. And you play as a little mouse, and they're making a sequel. So if you're hyped for PlayStation VR and you have a PlayStation VR, it's another game for you to get and try out. And the first one is great as well. I think it was free on PlayStation Plus, so you might already have it if you're a avid PlayStation Plus member like myself. I don't know much about Animal Well, but I will talk about TMNT Shredder's Revenge, Josh. If you're a fan of Turtles in Time, Shredder's Revenge is the game you've been waiting for since you were a kid. I remember when I was a little kid at Chuck E. Cheese at a birthday party, and they had one arcade cabinet, and it was TMNT Turtles in Time, and I literally used all the coins they gave me for the birthday party on that game. Every time I died, I popped a coin in, and I beat the game with my friends.
It's an excellent game.
So this is the same style. It's a beat 'em up, and they just announced on this live stream, actually, the blog post thing, that you're going to be able to play as Shredder, I believe. So
yeah,
that's exciting.
Very cool.
Post Void is a game that I actually own. It's very cheap on Steam. Dude, this game is like Hotline Miami, first person on crack. You basically move very fast throughout a level, and you have a gun. And every time you shoot your gun, it like lowers in terms of like how much ammo it has. But when you get kills, it makes the ammo go back up. And when you run out of ammo, you die. So you have to move very quick and get kills. Otherwise, you die, basically.
Right.
And if you take too many hits, you also die. So
it's
very fast paced, very colorful. The graphical style is very interesting. If you haven't seen it,
it's really cool.
Yeah, it's really unique.
Yeah.
So I recommend checking that out. And if it's as cheap as it is on Steam, it's a no-brainer. Pick it up. It's just stupid, quick fun, you know? And I'm sure it has like a deep narrative. It reminds me of like Super Hot in that regard, where it has like simple gameplay, but well, not simple. It's tough, but it probably has like a really weird narrative, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And then listen, dude, Salt and Sacrifice. Salt and Sanctuary is one of my favorite indie games of all time. It is literally like Dark Souls and Bloodborne fused together in 2D. If you haven't played Salt and Sanctuary, check it out. It's probably really cheap right now. And I beat the shit out of that game. I loved it. It was really good. And now they're making a sequel. I've been watching some of the developers. I shared one with you, actually, Josh. They posted a GIF of how the game works. But
yeah, I'll say one thing about Salt and Sacrifice.
What's that? It also has co-op, and this game has like advanced co-op. So the first game had co-op, but it was like basic. They completely rehauled the co-op, and that's actually what they focused on in this PlayStation Indie blog post, was specifically just the co-op. So I recommend we watch that together, and I recommend we play that together as well. Brian Martin.
Wait, one more thing?
Yeah. Brian Martin in the chat says, have you guys played Katana Zero? Yes, I have played that game.
Yes.
That game slaps, and I want the DLC to come immediately.
That game does slap, but I'm so bad. I'm so bad at games, dude.
I'm looking it up because
I'm so bad at games. I haven't beaten it. I got so far in that game, and it fucking made me lose the will to live after a certain point.
Where is the DLC at? Why do we not have it yet? Says free DLC is now so big it's more like Katana 1.5. Oh boy. 6 times the original plan size, dude. Oh my god.
Brett, would you call this a 2319?
It's 2319. This game's slick. Yes, Katana Zero slaps, and the fact that they're making a DLC for it is awesome, but I just wish it would come out already because I've been waiting for so long. That game's awesome. I can't say anything but that. It's great. Hello Neighbor 2. Hello Neighbor was extremely popular. I actually enjoyed watching people play this game more than I enjoyed playing it myself.
Dashy.
Yeah, Dashy would play it. So I don't really have anything to say about Hello Neighbor 2, except I hope that it's fun to watch because that's how I'm going to enjoy it. And that's all I got for you, Josh. Those are 7 games. I don't know Animal well, and I don't know Samurai Gun 2, but
yeah.
I watched everything else.
It's cool that PlayStation is spotlighting some stuff here. I would argue, I don't know really how indie some of these games are, to be honest with you, in the traditional sense, as far as the size of their team and the funding of it goes. I'm looking at you specifically, Hello Neighbor 2.
And TMNT.
But, I mean, there's still some great games in here, and Salt and Sacrifice, obviously, which is the big one for us. So check them out, support them. We'll leave the link to the blog post and stuff in the description, which I think the blog post should have links to purchase all of the games if you want to. So,
or pre-order.
Yeah, or pre-order them at least. So, yeah, check them out. Oh no! I almost just played the GG ad again.
I won't do that.
2319! We have a 2319!
I have to pee so bad. Can I tell you that? I fucking downed that Dubby, and now I got a fucking pissy.
Well, that's a talking point then for their sales. It'll make you piss. Real good.
Well, I mean, I downed a fucking thing of Diet Coke. I have my fucking coffee over here that I drank before we fucking started.
Hey, I got my coffee over here.
Starbucks, and then I downed this whole thing, and then I had a fucking... Dude, I drink so much liquid throughout the day, it's not even funny.
I wish we talked about Final Fantasy sometime today.
Final Fantasy?
I have a sound clip that is specifically only... It's so obscure. It is only for when we ever talk about Final Fantasy, which isn't very often.
We talked about Final Fantasy last week.
Final Fantasy sucks ass now.
So, I can't wait to use that one in actual context.
I love it.
So for everyone that doesn't know, I have a new soundboard system, as you've been hearing throughout the last couple of weeks. I'm still working out the kinks. I'm still adding some sounds to it. But I have one that I've created today that is only Chad Warden sound effects. So if you don't know who Chad Warden is, look him up. He's my hero. My dream is to interview him. He is just an inspiration to me. And I don't even know what else to say, but I have a whole soundboard of his quotes. And I think they're actually all from the same video. And as a matter of fact, if I played them in a certain order, I could probably replicate almost the entire video.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously there's some that are a little too vulgar for me to play on stream, so I did not get those.
Here's what we're going to do, right? I'm going to put that in my mind palace, that you could do that. And then randomly one day, when we're streaming,
bitches.
I'm going to call it... I'm gonna call it 23. I'm gonna call it 2322, dude.
Those are two different clips, by the way. I just played them in order.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it 20. I'm gonna call it Code Chad, dude. A Code Chad Daddy. And when I do, you have to in sequence connect those to play the best combined thing of the video that we can.
Well, you know what I'm trying to say? I don't give a fuck.
I'm sorry, it will never not get old for me.
Well, that's a bad thing for us, because it's never going to get old for me either. So.
That's what I'm saying. It's never going to get old for me.
Yeah.
So, buckle in.
That's right.
Buckle in.
Well, I don't know if there's anything else to say, except we do have that video dropping later this week for the full interview with GG.
That's right.
Unrelated from Dubby.gg.
Right. GG app. Right.
Yeah. So, be on the lookout for that. We're probably going to set it as a premiere, so you'll be able to get a reminder when it goes live.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't downloaded GG, check it out. It's really good. It's a really cool app for organizing your games.
I'll show you what the app looks like.
Ooh, yeah, show them.
So, there it is. I wanted to show you the splash screen. Didn't really work. Well, here's the app. I'm going to show you my profile. This is my profile. I don't know how well you can see this or not, but you see my reviews.
We try to play some games.
My ratings are so skewed, dude. It's either 5 stars, 1 star, or nothing.
Pretty much copy how to get good games.
Pretty much like my letterbox count. I had the latest games that I reviewed here, which I went back and reviewed some that I didn't. I got my lists, including my favorite games of all time, which we did a series on. I have my 2022 kill list that I made. The games that I have to beat. I said the games I must beat in 2022 or I'll be ashamed. Dying Light 2 is on there. Which I might be deleted.
Who wants to play that shit?
Nice. Horizon, Elden Ring, Star Wars, The Skywalker, Lego Saga, Brilliant Diamond, Pokemon Arceus, Shifu or Sifu or Seifu. I forget.
Shifu?
It's not pronounced Sifu. It's pronounced something different. In actual Cantonese. Halo Infinite, the campaign, Zombie Army 4, Mass Effect 3, which I don't really want to do, but Shadows of the Damned I put in here.
Ballin'!
Metro Last Light Redux, and then Metro Exodus.
Cool.
So GG is cool. Download it. That video's coming later this week.
All right.
Anything else?
No, I'm going to go eat dinner.
All right, I'm going to go pee.
Everyone, thanks for watching. We appreciate you coming by, stopping by, watching the full podcast. We're going to look into putting these on audio platforms. I know some people have been asking about that. So we're going to look into that. It's not as easy as some people think to get on audio platforms like that. Also, not easy for us considering that we are mostly...
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we're mostly visual, and we have a huge backlog of 1 trillion videos. So,
yeah, I mean, we have 62 episodes of Hapticast, and the problem is, up until we started doing them live, most of them are edited for video purposes.
And the audio also sucks ass on the older ones, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
So we're going to look into it, but for the time being, again, thank you for watching. Be on the lookout. We got that interview, and then we have a new episode of Unclaimed Baggage that we're going to be filming within the next month. Josh just purchased items for me. I'm going to wait a couple weeks and then purchase some items for him. That way he doesn't know what is on the site.
You're not ready.
Is that shipping to my house?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
You're not ready for what is in that package. I mean, there's several items that none of them should be too big.
Okay.
It should fit in a normal box.
How much did you spend? Because I'm going to try to spend the same as you.
I spent around... So I think I got you 4 or 5 items, and I spent around 60-ish bucks.
Okay.
Which is typically what we normally do, at least 3 items, but I've always spent, between 50 and 60. Yeah. So that's what I did this time.
Unless I find something absolutely insane, I will probably stick to the same.
So my theme, first of all, is impeccable. It is, I mean, I should win a fucking Oscar for the theme I created for you for that. But there is one item that I really wanted, not related to the theme, that I actually just wanted to get you, but it was sold by the time I went to go check out. So.
Oh my god, that sucks.
I must have caught it when it was listed because it was in the collectibles section.
Well, what was it? Is it part of the theme? Will it spoil?
Oh, no. It was a WWE action figure.
Ah, who was it?
Kevin Owens.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Was it an elite or was it just a regular?
I forget. It was like 20 some bucks though, so must.
Oh my god, was it in the box?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I just got a new action figure actually.
Nice. That's it.
All right.
Anyway, all right. Well, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share it with your friends, make sure you do all the YouTube stuff, all the Facebook stuff, all the Twitter stuff, all the Twitch stuff, the TikTok stuff, all that stuff, all the things. We appreciate everybody for watching or watching live or watching on the playback. We'll see you next time. Goodbye. Can I tell you something?
That looks like a dildo.
I have to pee so bad, dude.
Go pee. Drain the snake.
Just go pee and just leave you to your devices.
Drain the snake, brother. You have a nickname for yours?
My what? My snake?
Yeah.
No.
Mine's called Snake Paw because it's always losing.